painting's like a very, what you call it, you know, it's more of an experiential thing for me. You know, I don't really have a super defined idea about what I'm doing when I start. Like the mark making, paint application aspect of it often guides where I'm going, so I'm not sure why I might start and make one mark here, but most of my work reacts to what came before it. So I think one of the things that people notice about it is there's, you know, a shape, and there's another shape and another shape, and then, you know, they look at it a month later and they see a whole other shape that they never even knew was there, and it causes them to readjust or reconsider what the relationship, the structural relationship is. So I think that's because I never really have a really strong definition of where I'm going when I start. I might just have a little black and white sketch of a couple of shapes and a few kind of directional lines. So, I mean, most of my work has been landscape based, even though I didn't really start out thinking, gosh, I'm going to paint the landscape. It just kind of ended up being that. It's a way to be imaginative. It's a way to evoke feeling over idea, right? Landscape, because of the plane it operates on and our, you know, ubiquitous kind of relationship with it, it's easier to graft a feeling onto that. So I often consider my, you know, my work like it comes from an organic basis, organic in the way it's put together, and then the objects are often things that you have to think of as organic. So whether it's the overall shapes or whether it's the little pieces, there's a sense of growth and, you know, unraveling or something. There's just a sense of that kind of direction in it. Lately I've been making a lot of collages, which involve very flat pieces of paper on very flat surfaces, and I think that's kind of slowly worked its way into what is an important part of the final look of a piece. I mean, the other side of what I do is that I'm trying to make work that's optimistic, I guess, for lack of a better word. I want it to have a message, and that message would be kind of universal and positive, and that really is, you know, as far away from the dialogue of what contemporary art is for a lot of people than you could get. But I mean, I feel quite sincerely that I want to make things that relate to a number of people in a basic level. Yes, this looks like growing shapes. This looks like, you know, the trees. This looks like something floating. This looks like something is coming towards my visual field, you know. So I'm intrigued that you might be able to put some universality into it, but I also want to create something that's kind of buoyant and positive in a way. And I used to think about that a lot more. I don't think about that so much anymore. I think it's just become the way I work. You know, and there's that deep kind of there's a layer of understanding of making that is very positive to the maker. I feel like it's a form of practice or meditation that just kind of keeps unraveling and unfurling, and the idea of unfurling, the idea of continually morphing and growing, like the way you might watch a cloud kind of burst.